Covenant Church family, Pastor Ryan here. I wanted to take a minute to introduce to you Seth and Lindsey Iverson. They're a young couple in our church, and they're going to be heading out to Japan as missionaries sent by us. Just before Jesus ascended to his Father, many of you will know that in Acts chapter 1, verse 8, Jesus says that his church will be witnesses in Jerusalem and Judea and Samaria and to the ends of the earth. And we're sending them from our vantage point to the ends of the earth, to the land of Japan. Would you take a few moments to listen to their words, and would you pray? Would you open up your hearts wide for them? Would you consider supporting them financially if you've not yet done so? They're a blessing to our church, and we can't wait to send them out to be a blessing to the nations. So I introduce to you Seth and Lindsey Iverson.
Our story with Covenant really started as we've been going through the MTW process. We really felt a strong draw together towards the Reformed tradition. And within that, we visited Covenant. And I just remember our very first service, just like tears streaming down my face as we were like taking communion together as a church.
Just felt immediately welcomed, loved, seen, and cared for, and just way beyond our expectation. And just through the time of us being at Covenant, we've been able to grow and be discipled in ways that we haven't been able to before. And taking the Covenant Institute class with Morgan Johnson, we got to learn more about theology and grow in unity in our marriage and just in preparation for the mission field. And so Covenant has just been a wide open space for us to feel loved and cared for, and we just feel so thankful that Covenant's choosing to send us.
So for me, crazily enough, I grew up as a missionary kid in Japan, actually to the same area that we hope to be moving to. From growing up, it was really easy for me to compare myself with my parents and siblings who went into full-time ministry, and I didn't see that I had the same giftings as the people around me, the people that I knew growing up. And so I thought there's no way that God would call me. That really changed for us in 2023 when we got to take a vision trip to Japan together. And we got to experience what it's like, especially for me as an adult, what it's like on the field, and just getting to see the need of the church. Japan is less than 2% Christian, and there's just tremendous need for leadership. There's tremendous need for staff in churches. Just about every gifting is needed in Japan.
As we were visiting different teams and getting to see the work of the church in Japan, the Lord really highlighted the need of youth ministry in Japan, not only for the next generation of Japanese youth to know and feel a belonging in the church, but also for missionary kids.
Part of that partnership means that we have to embed in a PCJ church, just getting to know their structure and get to know how they function so that we can do culturally informed, contextualized ministry as we pursue youth for the sake of the gospel. We are going to Nagoya, Japan. It's the third largest metropolitan area in Japan. There's one church for every 16,000 people in Japan, and the average church size is about 30 people per church. So you think about that, and there's not a lot of churches, and especially in these massive cities, the gospel is needed in Japan. The gospel is needed in the city that we're going to. For our first year in Japan, we are going to be doing language school and focusing on learning the next team's model for youth ministry. They pull together youth from across multiple churches, and that allows them to create that sense of fellowship and community amongst the kids, which is vital and so helpful for the work of discipleship. After our first year in Nagoya, we hope to move to the Chiba Tokyo area, where we will plant the same model that they have in Nagoya in the same area that I grew up in, which is really cool. We're actually going on a nonprofit religious visa. There's no government orchestrated persecution of Christians in Japan, but culturally, because so few people are believers, there's a tendency for Christians to be very isolated and ostracized from society. So for us, going there, not speaking the language, needing to go through language school, it'll probably be 1 to 2 years before our language is good enough to be able to build real friendships in someone's heart language. And so one of the things that we anticipate struggling with is just isolation and loneliness. It's going to be really hard leaving our church behind and no longer having those same weekly, regular rhythms that help ground us and help draw us back to the Lord, draw us back into union with each other. It's going to be hard just finding friends and building those relationships.
We are hoping to serve in Japan long term, and how it works with MTW is that we are sent by a group of partners who are giving on an ongoing monthly or annual basis, and that is what is able to sustain us while we're on the field. And so we're still praying for partnerships. If that's something that you feel called to or led towards, we'd love to meet with you. And we feel so incredibly blessed to be a part of Covenant, to be sent by Covenant, and we just want to know more of all of your stories. And it's just an outpouring of that, of just seeing how God is working all around the world. We so appreciate your prayers. Would you continue to keep praying that more Japanese people would know the Lord personally, that they would be curious about who Jesus is and develop a personal relationship with the Lord?
And would you please pray for us, just in our marriage, as we move, as we struggle through language school, and just how to communicate and how to build friendships overseas.